Now it's saying something.
Okay.
The webinar is now streaming live on Facebook.
All right. Hi, friends. I'm Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World. Welcome to the Sunday Summits. If you're new to our summit, welcome. If you've been with us before, welcome home. Tonight, somebody's got their sound on. There we go. Tonight, we're talking about loss and grief. In conversation with the spiritual divinity this morning, Divine Mother shared that the holidays are the perfect time for grace. In particular, she shared this wish for you. Number one, allowing yourself the grace of feeling your authentic feelings. Number two, extending yourself grace to either sink into those feelings or gift yourself the opportunity to shift, transmute, and step away from those feelings. And three, providing yourself the grace to reach out to others when you need some support, including reaching out to the archangels, Divine Mother, Christ, and God. So I wanted to introduce our speakers for this evening. We've got birthday girl Carol Ann Cross.
Hi, Ruth. Hi, everybody. It's morning in Australia, and I'm really delighted to be starting my birthday off with such a beautiful group of people, and I love you all.
And we're so glad you're here. And Ivana Vozzo Morano.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. Love you all.
And Stacie Harder, who's going to be leading us in a meditation later tonight.
It is a pleasure to be here with everyone and love to you all. Thank you.
I'm so glad you all are here. And now I'd like to introduce Deb Goldberg, who is our Facebook host for this evening.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here with us.
Deb, will you share our intention for this evening?
I would love to. Our intention today is that we allow divine love into our mind, body, and heart to learn about healing from loss. May we bring forth compassion and grace for ourselves and others in need. Grief from loss tends to become amplified at this time of year. It is a time for God to show us what is heavy on our hearts that needs to be felt, loved, and healed. Grief can be from any kind of loss: death, separation from loved ones, divorce, conflict with people you care about, a job or financial loss, illness, or any type of life transition that feels uncomfortable. Today, we ask Divine Mother to nourish us, to hold us tightly in her compassionate arms, leading us to the healing pool of holy waters to help us feel, process, and cleanse away the pain of grief, transmuting it with love and restoring us to joy. May the burdens and pain you feel be lifted by the grace and goodness of God as you are supported, blessed, and held high in divine perfection and protection. May you find yourself wrapped in sacred love always. May only love come forth from your pain. May you know joy and have peace, mind, body, and spirit, as we enter into the winter solstice and beautiful holiday season of celebrating life, light, and all that that means. Amen.
Thank you. Deb, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
So I want to start with Stacie. Stacie, when I say the term the holidays, what does that bring up for you?
Brings up a lot of things. First, I would say it's memories. I love the holidays. I think of like family time. If I apply to it loss, it's my second holiday without my father. And that not having that full bondage is very different than what I'm used to, but also I don't have a family. And I am a woman in my 40 years of age. And it was something I always just expected and thought I would have. And so for me, there's actually a bit of sadness because the family is like the automatic thing I think you think of for the holidays. And so when you don't have that, you're like, oh, well, I don't even know what I'm going to do or where I'm going to be. And so I think for me, it's an interesting spin because I feel like, oh, I don't have my automatic family and automatic plans, and you know, so it's a little different, but I love the holidays. It's, you know, hot cocoa and fire and snow and all that fun stuff, but it's a beautiful time, I think, to celebrate and to share your time with the people you love. And sometimes we don't always have those people.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Ivana, what does the term the holidays bring up for you?
The holidays for me is a lot of fun, a lot of memories. Like Stacie said, I think about how I spent my holidays as a child and how I can actually bring those memories to my family. And I kind of follow the same traditions and, you know, different things like that we do. But, and, you know, also with loss, again, when you lose someone that you love, it kind of saddens you. It makes you upset. I mean, I lost my dad and I lost my sister. And those are the times that you really think about, again, the memories and all the things that we did as a child. And, you know, as a group, being together and being able to express it and share those memories with your children, you know, not having them around and having my kids actually hear the stories that we all as siblings get together and we talk about what happened at Christmas time. And we, you know, tell the kids, well, when we did this at Christmas time and they do something totally different, I miss all that. I miss having them around and having my children experience that too. Seeing them being, you know, a grandfather, their aunt. It's a sad time, but yet those memories live on. And I talk about both of them. So we try to keep that alive, you know.
Nice, thank you. And Carol, what does the holidays bring up for you?
Well, in the first place, in Australia, it's summer. So we don't have your winter and your snow and all of the things that I did experience 2 years ago and absolutely loved because it was so different. But for me, it's beach and sunshine and having fun and barbecues and all those things. And I live in a different state to the one I grew up in with all of my family. So I don't have the same Christmases that I had. But my major change in Christmas for me was when my eldest daughter passed, made her transition to spirit when she was 6 years old. So that completely changed the way I felt about many things, including Christmas. But I had at that time a 4-year-old daughter who still needed to have memories and love and Christmas. And so I lived through a lot of Christmases that on the outside I looked like I was very normal and having fun, but on the inside I was empty and lonely and sad. But then once I connected with Danielle in spirit, then that completely changed for me. And I love Christmas and I love family. I just think it's the best time of all.
You know, you all have brought up feelings that make me think of the word bittersweet, where you've got pain and sorrow going on, and at the same time there's something inherently sweet about what's happening too. And what an interesting thing that as people we're able to do both of those emotions at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing almost to be able to do both of them. And I know sometimes there's a little bit of guilt at the thought of, well, wait a minute, I'm kind of enjoying myself at this moment, but I'm supposed to be just full of sorrow at this moment too. I think it gets a little confusing at times.
Yeah, but I think that comes back sometimes to think that we should be feeling guilt goes back to childhood, the way we were raised, or, you know, in my case, the way I was raised. But I think that as we've grown in our spiritual life, as well as our physical life and everything that happens around us, we change that completely. And even though we don't feel, well, I personally don't feel the guilt that I'm now experiencing life with my grandchildren and Christmas and fun and holidays. But that doesn't mean that I don't miss what I could have had. So, but then I don't also go back into that as well, because I know that Danielle is with me. I can feel her arms around me. I can feel her with me. So I suppose it's really lucky when we allow ourselves to experience and to realize that different side of Christmas, etc., and life in general.
Right. Well, and I think too, the emotional roller coaster that as humans we go through, because I know when my best friend of 26 years passed, her name was Sylvia, and she passed 4 years ago now. And just last year, I wasn't even thinking of her. I went into TJ Maxx, which is a department store in our area. And it was October, so one would think it would be a pretty safe time to go and not be triggered by anything. But I walked into the China department and they had platters there, and all it said was Friendsgiving. Well, that triggered everything for me because Sylvia used to come out and we would cook for Thanksgiving together. So here's my best friend coming out. We're cooking for, 25 people year after year after year. And then she's not with me. And I turned into I was just sobbing in TJ Maxx in October about something that happened 4 years ago. I was really shocked that those emotions just came and walloped me. I was so completely surprised. Have any of you experienced that too, when you were feeling, pretty good and all of a sudden you just got lambasted by grief?
Well, it happens to me. I could be in my home listening to the radio and then just get triggered. It just triggers and then I'll just start sobbing. And I'll think of her, or vice versa. There will be a song that will come on, and then it'll make me happy, especially when I want validation. If I want something, I'm thinking of something and I'll hear a certain song and I'll go, oh, I get it now. I got it. So it's like her coming and telling me it's okay. Don't worry, it's okay. And then there are songs, especially songs that I grew up with, with her, like older songs in the 80s and the 70s, the songs that we grew up together. And I hear them and I think of all the memories that we went through, which were great memories. And then it kind of makes me think, I'm missing out on other memories now that we're older. Her being an aunt, she never had children. So my kids were the only ones that she was able to really, and my sisters as well. But my oldest was her first nephew. So she was very attached to him. And, you miss all that. But yes, there are things that trigger. And yes, I could be happy 1 minute and the next minute I'll be bawling. Just out of the blue, just crying, but it's good. It's
that's true. And you can't put a timeline on anything like that. As I was talking about the other day, when my daughter Lisa turned 21, it was 17 years after Danielle had made her transition. And I came back from Lisa's 21st and I just hit the emotional brick wall. Just cried for days and days and days. And when I talked to somebody about that, they said every major milestone in Lisa's life, you will feel the loss of Danielle. And so when Lisa got married quite a few years after that, I was a blibbering mess until I got to the church. And then as I walked through the church, all I could see were angels. There were angels everywhere. And I just knew then, no, I was fine from now on. So you can't put a timeline on that. I used to cry when I'd hear Bing Crosby sing Christmas carols because they were my dad's favourite and all that. But, I think we just need to allow ourselves to experience it and to accept that this is part of the healing and how blessed we are now to be able to experience the healing.
Yes, I totally agree. And I would say, yes, of course, I feel that. I think everyone does. And I think sometimes we forget that we're all human.
Yeah.
And it's totally okay to be emotional in 1 minute. It's also the way our brain is wired as a woman to feel the different emotions. So it's totally normal. And I think that's also the beauty, right? Because we really wouldn't have those bright, shiny, incredible, happy moments unless we can experience the dark shadow depth of tears. So it's a gift of all of it, right? The darkness, there will be lightness. And I think that there's always going through that, and everything is a layer. So just because it's gone in 1 minute doesn't mean you can find it in the next. You know, you can, but it changes, it shifts. And I think that's really important, to be in the flow of life and to allow yourself to feel. I think the more we try to push it down, the bigger it gets, right? And the more intense it gets. So if you can just learn to give it the space, right? See it and love it and be present with it. It's like, oh, sometimes it just needs to be seen. And then it's like, okay. And once we give it the tears, once we give it that time to just be there, then it's like, oh, I feel better. You know, like, okay, let's go to the park now. Or, you know, you never know. And it could be, and I also think that's how the angels work too. And people, when they do transition, they'll show up in little things that could be just like your Thanksgiving. Like, that's probably your friend's way of saying, I love you. I'm here with you. You know, like I can hear a song that I used to listen to with my dad, and all of a sudden it's boom. I feel like my future soulmate husband like talks to me sometimes, where I'll hear something and be like, tears, like I could just feel the love inside me, but he's not in my life at the moment, you know, but I feel them. And so I think that there's ways we can communicate, and sometimes those are the moments where we're getting communication. Like, it could be a song on the radio. I mean, we've all experienced that, or, you know, a little something like, oh my gosh, that was so-and-so. Or, so I think it's brilliant to allow that.
Right. So I know that all of us on this call have experienced spirit speaking to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that all of us have experienced having someone who's passed over communicate with us. So I know I can stake my life on it, that there is life after life in the ethereal realm. So can you all take just a quick minute, maybe just give one example of how you have experienced that there is life after life in the ethereal realm?
Who wants to start?
Well, I'll start. I just thought that Ivana might like to first. Well, I know there is life after life, because I used to feel extremely frozen most of the time at the night, in bed at night, until one night I just asked, is that you, Danielle? And as I asked her, my bones all warmed up. I went warm, and I could feel her holding my hand. And she and I have worked together since that time. And so there's definitely life after life. And with my mum, who was, you know, just the most amazing clairvoyant and tarot reader, she has also come to me since she has made her transition. And we've had wonderful conversations. So yes, there's definitely life after life.
Ivana, what about Anna Maria?
Well, it's interesting, as you're all talking and asking for validation, my lights are all flickering. So that's one way that she shows. Other ways she's shown to me is dreams. I mean, she comes to me in the dreams, and there was one incident where she came to me to thank me for something that I did for her. And it was so vivid that she grabbed my face and she kissed me on the face and she said, thank you. And then also, again, with the music, I feel her. Sometimes I could feel her, like as I'm sitting, I can feel her presence, you know, and it's just, for me, it's validating. And I mean, you tell people, oh, you know what, you feel them. Some of them believe you, some of them don't. Some of them think you're crazy. But for me, it brings me peace to know that she, you know, she's well, she can reach out. If I need to talk to her, she's there. And then my dad too, the same thing. He comes to me in dreams. So he actually came to me not last night, the night before, in dreams. And that's how he comes to me. Sometimes I feel that those that have passed, if they were more connected to spirit or more spiritual in a sense, they can kind of figure out a way to get to us and reach out and connect. My dad, on the other hand, probably didn't know so much about that, he's got my sister there helping him, but she is the one that can make all the magic happen, you know, because she was very spiritual in that way. And I didn't even know that until after she passed. But yes, her presence, the music, you know, just, I don't know, coming in the dreams, that's for me. And for me, that's knowing that she's there. We may not see her. I may not visually see her as a human. I don't see her, but I know she's there. And I'm happy. And I'm happy with that.
Well, and Ivana's dad came to me at one point. So apparently he's figured out how to.
I think so. Well, my sister's pretty good at that. She's pretty good at getting people to do a lot of things. And she's probably the one that's saying, Dad, come on, let's go.
That's very funny. And Stacie, how about for you?
Well, I would say, first of all, everybody has the capability. If you don't see or hear, like we all have it. It's just what we're tuned into or what we allow, kind of thing. I've actually experienced, I'd say, spirit as a young age, seeing spirit and talking to spirit. I think it changes for each person. So I think sometimes it's just this, I could feel them. Sometimes I can smell them. Sometimes I can hear their voices. Definitely dreams, I think, is one of the easiest ways to really have a communication. But I think each person in my life comes in different ways. Sometimes I'll just be in tears. It's like my dad's vibration. Like I can just feel him around me. So I'd say that looks different. Sometimes it's a visual, sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes it's just hearing. It kind of is different. And I think each spirit and each thing is a little bit, you know, I think it's unique, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Yes. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this because we've got some other things to talk about, but what are some things that you do to help bring your departed loved ones back into your realm? So I lit a candle here tonight thinking about Sylvia. What do you all do? Carol, do you want to go first?
Well, I just really need to think about Danielle, and I know that she's here with me and she's obviously wanting to get my attention. And so I talk about her all the time. That was one of the things that was difficult when she first made a transition. People didn't want to talk because they didn't want to upset me. But you need to talk, and I talk about her all the time. And so it's really, that's just, I feel her with me. I feel my mum with me. I feel my dad with me. He passed a long time ago, but he's only occasionally here. But I think it's important to talk about them, you know, because they're a part of our lives, and they were here for a part of our lives for a reason, and it was part of our journey. And so to me, it's important to talk to them and talk about them.
I agree.
Ivana?
Keeping their memory alive, I think, is one of the things that I feel that she would want. And I think that anybody that passes would definitely want the people that are still here to remember them. Remember all the good things, bring back all the memories, talk about them at the dinner table. Remember this, remember when we did this. You know, I personally have a picture of my sister and my dad on a table, and I have a salt lamp that lights up 24/7 for them, always. And it's funny, my kids, when you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing that you see. When my kids come in, that's the first thing that you see. So they're always there. So, and they're always watching. And when I walk around the house by myself and I talk out loud when I want a question or an answer, I kind of look at the picture, and to me, it looks like she's answering me. The face changes. If she knows that I'm sad, she looks like she's sad. If she knows that I'm happy, she's happy. And she used to I was very, as a child, I liked to dance. I always wanted to be a dancer. And as we were growing older, we would go out to the clubs together and dance. But she wasn't so good as much as I was. So she would say, dance, dance. So sometimes I dance. I'll dance for her. And to me, it looks like she's smiling. So I'll just dance and I'll dance. I said, Anna, and she loved it. So that's what I do.
That's fun. That's fun. And Stacie, how do you bring your dad's essence into the room?
To me, they're alive in every memory. There's an energy connection that they're with you. And I do believe once you go into the other realm, that there's this timeless of sense. So they can be gone. There's not really a time thing that we have here on earth. But I've actually had the gift in an ayahuasca ceremony to see how it works and to experience it. But through every memory, like they're alive within you. And so it's this kind of going through time and space. But if you want to keep them, like to me, I never want to keep them anywhere that I want them. I want them to be exactly where they are. So I send in love. And so I never will say, hey, I need you here, unless it's like, please help me through this time, because I do believe in our angels are there for us. But I like to give them love wherever they are in their journey. And I think they know each time you think of them, it's like this mutual coming together in an energy field. So just like we do that in life with our friends, like, oh my God, I'm thinking about so-and-so, and then they call you, right? So I feel like it's very similar to that kind of wavelength of energy that you can connect with them. So for me, they're always alive in my heart, right? They're always within us. And so yes, pictures, I love pictures or videos and just like reconnecting, like, oh, I actually have a few of my dad's voicemails. And just like hearing him say, you know, I love you. It's just like this, it's such a beautiful, like,
Yeah.
wow.
Beautiful.
So I think they always are with us. It's no space, no time. It's all through energy. And so for me, it's a gift. And I always do it with love and send them love and let them know I love them kind of thing.
Right.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful. That is
I just want to share one thing.
yeah.
I truly believe that they don't want us to be unhappy. They want us to be happy. And if they see that you're unhappy, then they become sad. So I think if you're always crying and you're always worried, I don't think that they're at peace. I think that they want to see, and they want you to live your life because it's something that they weren't able to do. So they want you to live the life that you should live. And when you do live, think of them and think of how they would want you to live, like happy, knowing that that's what they would have lived, a happy life, or they would have wanted you to do that. So just continue that and not be sad. Just be happy, because that's what they would want. I don't think they would be happy if, you were upset all the time. I just want to throw that in.
One time I was doing a reading with a client, and her son had taken his own life about a year before. And she came in, and within literally seconds of sitting down, she was just sobbing. And her son came in spirit, and he sat next to her, and he's just like pleading to her. Of course, she couldn't hear it, so I was telling her what I was seeing. And he just kept saying, Mom, stop crying. I'm okay. Stop remembering the moment that I died. Remember instead the way that I lived. But stop crying, because I'm right here.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Ivana.
And I think also we're all here to support each other. And I don't think it's, personally, there is definitely times to be sad, and there's definitely times to be happy. So I think what they want us to do is live our life to the fullest. Mm-hmm. And that means you will have different moments, but it's about staying stuck in the pattern. They want us to live with love. And they know that with love, you're going to have days of sadness. You're going to have days of happiness, but it's about what are you focusing on, right? Like that. I think that's a beautiful, like, yes. I think that's a great thing for life in general. It's a gorgeous statement. Say that again. Don't focus on the last moment. Focus on all the life I did live.
Right. Don't focus on how I died. Focus on how I lived.
And you can apply that to relationships too, that are alive, that you're just ending a phase, right? To changing and transitioning. The transition doesn't have to be actually death, but that's a beautiful life expression. Like celebrate the goodness, So I just think that's beautiful. And I think we're all here to support each other, whether on this side or the other side. But the greatest challenge in life to me is how much love you can live with your heart, how much love you give out, how much do you share, how much do you allow within you. And I think that's our biggest challenge, yet our most important reason why we're on the planet.
Yeah.
I'm smiling because I had that same conversation just last night with someone that I love dearly. So that's perfect that you said that.
I get to have that conversation with you, someone I love dearly. What a double time gift.
It is perfect. So
Mhm.
I know that some of our listeners tonight are feeling grief and loss because of loss of a relationship, maybe loss of time with someone that they love dearly. Some are grieving the fact that they've had a change in their health status, and they have to really look at their body differently and how it's going to support them now as they're going through these challenges. Some have had loss of security because they have faced rape or assault in one way or another, or some have faced loss of financial stability. And those are all things that make people feel loss and grief. And really, the holidays will highlight that. For some reason, the holidays is like shining a flashlight on whatever you're wishing was different in your life. So we know that, we feel that, we support you if you are facing any of those things that are triggering you today. And so I asked Stacie, would you walk us through a meditation today that would perhaps help folks to transmute some of that pain that they're feeling?
Yes, and before we go into the meditation, I want you to think about one thing that you would like to release. Is it pain? Is it sadness? Is it fear? It could be self-criticism. It could be death. Whatever it is that you want to release your mind of focusing on so much and thinking about. Is everybody ready? You have what you really kind of wanting to let go of? Yeah? Okay, and then we're gonna have something we're gonna bring in. So, all right. Are we ready? Does anybody need a time of what else they want to think about and let go of? Okay. So if you are driving and listening to this, please don't shut your eyes. Only shut your eyes when you are in a safe place to do so. So I want you to close your eyes. And if you're sitting, I want you just to feel where your butt hits the chair, where your feet touch the ground. If you're laying flat, you can just feel where your body meets where you're laying. I want you just to ground yourself. And how I see grounding is this incredible 2-lane highway coming straight out of you. You can do it from your feet, you can do it from your butt, wherever you want. Just this 2-lane highway going straight into the Mother Earth. And that 1 lane going down is there to take anything that no longer serves you or stops you. And as that core of the earth comes back up into you, Mother Earth just radiates her love right into your heart. And as you ground down, then you open up, think of your crown chakra and just opening up to the divine and meeting in your heart. And when you take that deep breath in, breath is prana. So as you take it in, it's literally your life force. Let that life force just fill into your belly and your chest. And as you exhale, I want you just to release anything that which stops you. And give it to the Mother Earth. And just as your heartbeat for you, the core of the earth is her heartbeat, and you're connected to her. So you get to live together. You get to help each other. She needs you just as much as you need her. And when you're ready, just thank the Mother Earth for all she gives you, for all of her support, for the air you get to breathe, for the water you get to drink. And now I want you to go into this elevator. And as you take an elevator, the door closes. I want you just to push floor 8. And when you're ready, just imagine the door opening. In this beautiful world and room, it could be your favorite place. It could be your favorite beach. It could be a forest. It could be an all white room. Just go, walk into it. What does it smell like? Then you're going to see this chair. I want you just to take this chair. And this is going to be the comfiest chair you can imagine. It could be a throne. It could be a cloud. But just sit in this chair. When you sit in this chair, I want you just to think of your mind. And now you think of your mind as a factory. And we're going to go to the factory of this thing that you're wanting to release, that your mind keeps putting on repeat. So if it's sadness or if it's fear, whatever that is, you're going to find this factory and see where it produces that for you. And when you walk in, you're going to see someone working in your factory. And you're going to see them producing like assembly line, this thing that's going on in your brain. You just see it repeat over and over. So when you see that, I want you to see what color it is. What's the texture? Is it thick like molasses? Is it stiff like a cardboard? Is it hard? Is it soft? And then what shape is it? So as you see this producing, you're going to tell them, thank you. You're going to look around at all the things that's produced and see how much it's taught you. And you're going to tell them, thank you. You are fired from producing this. You don't need this anymore. Don't worry, you're going to be rehired. And we'll get to that in a minute. But I want you first just to see what the lessons you've learned from it. And we're going to thank it. And so I want you now to go into your body and find all those pieces that's in your body. Remember the color, the texture, and the shape. And I want you to pull all of that from your body. And there's going to be this basket for you to put it all in. And just collect the pieces. And as you collect them, really appreciate them. Thank them for letting you feel. Thank you for letting them show you that this is a way you are now ready to move beyond. And when you're done gathering them in the basket, you get to choose. How would you like to let go of this? You can burn it. You can give it to Mother Earth. You can let it turn into love butterflies. You can turn into flowers, whatever you want to do. You get to choose. And I want you just to imagine it turning into love and whatever that looks like to you. And just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you just release and let it all go. And now's the fun part. Now all that stuff that's been in you that's been heavy, we're going to replace. And you get to choose, what do you want to replace it with? It could be joy. It could be peace. For me, it's love. So what color is that? Is it one color? Is it multiple colors? Does it have a shape? Could it be a heart? Could it be a rainbow? Whatever that is, right? What's the texture? And just feel how cool this feels. The pure beauty. And once you have that, you're going to go back to your factory worker. And you're saying, okay, we're rehiring you. Now you get to wear anything you want to wear to work. You get to listen to any kind of music. You get to change this colorful assembly line that you live in, and you work and you create. And you're going to let them know now what they're going to be making into your brain and into your body. And you could see the excitement and the fun and the joy. It's like, oh, I get to produce happy thoughts. And you get to see them go right to work. And after assembly line, right, it just starts popping out. So you get to just see this and how much brighter it is and how much lighter it is. And now you get to take that and you get to put that in your body. So all the places that you're now going to fill that are empty, start filling it with all the love for me. If it's joy, if it's strength, if it's courage, what color is it? And just see it go throughout every ounce of who you are. And just feel that. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you release and let it go. And feel how light you feel. You can feel your cells coming alive. Now, since it's the holidays, there's a special little box next to you. And this is something that my mom gave to me, and now I get to give to you. And in this box that's perfectly wrapped is going to be a gift. And when you're ready, I want you to take that gift. I want you to open it. And inside is this love blanket. And I'm gifting you this unconditional love. And what color is that blanket? What's the texture? Is it silky? Is it furry? Is it velvety? Is it all of it? What's the texture? Now, the beautiful gift of this blanket is only you get to see it. So when you're ready, I want you to take it out and just wrap it around you, just like a warm hug. And just feel that love penetrating every cell of who you are. That you're never alone. This blanket is yours. You can keep it with you anytime, anywhere. If you're sitting in traffic, if you're in a meeting, if you're having a hard conversation with someone you love, this blanket is always here for you. And just take a deep breath in and just really feel what it feels like to be surrounded in love. And as you exhale, just like soft, relax. When you're ready, thank the blanket. And you remind each other that you're always there. And you can wear it every day. Before you go to sleep, put it on. As you wake up in the morning, put it on. And remember, you get to choose how you feel and how you are. And when you're ready, I want you to come back to your chair. And look around and just see the beauty that's surrounding you. And thank it. And when you're ready, I want you to get back into your elevator. And push the button for here and now. And when you're ready, the doors open. You can feel your body start to be more present in this moment. And whenever you're ready, you can start to open your eyes.
So Stacie, I'd prefer to stay there right now.
Well, the beautiful thing is we can, right? But just in a few minutes, especially in the holidays, to me, like the warm love blanket, it's the biggest gift you can ever give to someone. And the most important someone is you, right? The only person we're truly responsible for is ourselves. And we sometimes forget that, especially in the holidays, we forget to take care of us. So I challenge you to show up for you first and foremost. to love yourself, to be kind to yourself, right? Just like you would your lover, just like you would your baby. We are that. So just be gentle, be kind, right?
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Stacie, that was
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yay. All right. I'm just going to keep my thoughts to myself. Thank you. Deb, do we have any friends with us over on Facebook tonight?
Yeah, we have lots of people listening and making comments. And I think there's a lot of people on here that are dealing with losses right now. We have Summer is with us, and she is talking about grief being so present in her life. So it's wonderful that she's here with all of us. There is some new people to our group that I haven't seen before, which is really cool. And there's comments about what you're saying, Ivana, about the dancing. That is really a beautiful memory, a way to work with your sister. There's another person on, Deb. I just lost my grandmother and I'm having a difficult time. So there's people showing up that really need support and understanding. I really liked what you said, Stacie, about, allowing yourself to feel and not pushing your feelings down, because that is crucial. And Ruth, you talking about Friendsgiving. There is Terry saying that she gets so many signs from loved ones, and she gets the flickering lights too, Ivana, like you do and like other people do. Summer says that she talks to her loved ones and invites them in, and they write through her, and that is a way for her to express herself.
I just saw Sue Sikoffs. Am I saying that right?
Sikoff.
Yes, Sue's on too. I'm going through, I'm scrolling. People are either just commenting a little bit. Linda's on and she says, thank you. That was very comforting. People enjoyed your meditation. So Sue's saying, thanks to Heather Harder for giving Stacie, all of us, the gift of a love blanket. It's so soothing. So, and Carol, your story is profound. So I think that you each need to go on here, Ruth, you too, because there's something on here for all of you. And I feel like what we did is created a space for people to talk about this in a way and know that no matter how they're handling it, they're loved.
And to know it's all perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Allow, because the more you allow the feelings, the faster they can also be seen and go away.
Mm-hmm.
And no one's alone.
no.
Even if they're on the other side, they're still with you.
Mm-hmm.
And the only, right, even if you're feeling alone, that's a good time to go inward. What are you not giving yourself, right? It's showing up for all of who we are and then being able to share that gift with everyone else. It's so fun and so amazing to be able to share this. I love this, Ruth.
And
I'm so
you know
honored
what?
to be a part of it.
And they love it too. They love the fact that we are doing this a lot, because they know that it's a difficult thing for everyone to go through, and this will help them. And that's what it's all about, is helping them, them get through the transition, get through it all. It's a great thing. It's all good.
To let them know that they're always supported, whether it's from the other side or it's from us, and we're always here to help anybody that we can help. because it's sharing the love. Sharing the love.
You guys are the best. Stacie, what were you going to say?
I would say, yeah, it's just another reminder. Just be kind to yourself. Be gentle to yourself. If you're going through stuff, awesome. But if I have a sweater that I'm like, oh my God, it's so cozy. It's like, then get a sweater that you feel cozy and loved in, right? If you have a scarf that you really like, but there's something that's like, when my dad bought, I bought a ring, so I get to see, I think of him as part of his, so just find something that's comforting you.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Ladies,
Say
it again, Stacie.
As it could be a bathtub, it could be a bubble bath. Like, just take your time, If you need any of us, you're welcome to reach out. We're all here. We're not going anywhere. Thanks to Ruth, who has Sunday summits every Sunday.
Yay.
Different guests, different days. Everyone is different, but
Really
you have
awesome,
a
Ruth.
whole network that's free and available and full of love and full of kindness and joy and anything you want. It's all there. So
speaking of that, Stacie, how can people contact you?
well, that's a really good way. My website is stacieharder.com. It's just the spelling of STACIE. And my last name is Harder, not softer, but harder.com. And there's a few things coming up, like a amazing book launch that I happen to be in volume 1 as the co-author. Yes! Oh!
Right.
A gateway to an enlightened world. Ruth, go ahead, Ruth.
Yes.
That's volume 1.
This is volume 1. I'm going to segue, and then we're going to hear from Ivana and Carol. But it's Gateway to an Enlightened World is the series. And the first one is Collective Life Lessons to Support Planetary Transformation. And let me see, Stacie Harder is in this book, and Ivana Morano is in this book. Carol Ann Cross is in the second volume, which is also coming out December 5th, by the way. But this particular one is launching November 20. So be, hanging around Facebook on Enlightened World Network, and we'll help you figure out how to get this for just $1 Kindle form.
Day 1, yep, and that's Wednesday. This Wednesday, so just a couple days away, you'll be able to get that. So Kindle version, $1 for 24 hours, kids. Amazing. I'm also doing a live Zoom next Saturday for a chakra clearing and cleansing and empowering ourselves through our energy fields and how to work through some of that energy body. So if you're interested, it's also on my website and on Eventbrite.
Perfect.
November 23rd at 2:30 at $23. I love you. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you.
That's perfect, Stacie. Thank you. Ivana, how do folks find you?
Well, I have a group page, and it's Angels in the Divine. I don't have a website. I kind of have one, but I really don't utilize it. They can reach me personally on Ivana Vozzo Morano or on that particular group page, or send me a message.
Perfect. Thank you. And Carol, where can we find you?
My website is carolsangelwings.com, or they can contact me on email, carolsangelwings@gmail.com.
And they can also hear you on Angel Heart Radio.
On Angel Heart Radio, and I'm just delighted to be a host on Angel Heart Radio along with Anaya Joy Holili and lots of other brilliant hosts, including Deb Goldberg. And we just love Angel Heart Radio.
Great. Ladies, thank you so much. And let me tell you all what's happening next week. So next week is the Sunday right before Thanksgiving. And so that's November 24th at 11 o'clock in the morning, Mountain Time. We're going to be on with Sharon Rhea and Rebecca Abraxas, talking about exploring how your pain can be a gift at the holidays. So stay with us, join us for that. And Rebecca will be doing a sound healing and meditation with us that day. So with that, I'm going to say so much love to each and every one of you. Thank you, ladies, for being here with us tonight.
Thank you, Ruth.
I wish you all the happiest of holidays, and whatever your soul and heart are are wanting. So hang with us, ladies, stay with us here. We're going to say goodnight to our friends on Facebook. God bless. Love you all.
Love you.